Welcome into Fantasy AI. Moving on. Alright, welcome back to the computer room. Today we're going to look at quarterback versus running back. Not necessarily Josh Allen versus Christian McCaffrey, but we're looking at which strategy's better these days. Right? With all those running quarterbacks taking over. Just too many of those. We've seen in one of the recent videos of how they just Josh Allen, Jalen Hurts, just heads and shoulders above the rest. 5 points than the next 10th quarterback there. So those just taking over those quarterback scorings, right? Just up. So let's take a look at that. Make sure we go back to 2014. All right, Russell Wilson. 849 yards rushing and 6 touchdowns to go with his passing. Was it a new era back then? He had 18 points a game average, 18.3 you can see here. All right, wow, just setting it. Then Josh Allen 1.0 came along. Cam Newton, right? 21 and a half average, just blew up, taking that quarterback position higher. All right, then came in the next year, 2016, a little regression here with Aaron Rodgers with Packers back then, but hey, he finished first, so you see he averaged about 20. Ooh, and then Russell Wilson hits again in 2017. So, 2018. Patrick Mahomes taking us to new heights, setting a new standard for 1 year until Lamar Jackson comes along and just resets it. Look how high that is. Maybe just all of his rushing, over 1,000 yards rushing that year. All right, so this running quarterback thing has been around for a little while, hasn't it? And then now we go into the Josh Allen years where he just takes over. It's up though. You can see that he keeping it above 20, 21, 22. Each year, 23. Josh Allen, the constant, leading with his legs there. But you can see that, boy, scoring is up for those quarterbacks. So maybe there has been a passing of the baton, right, to the quarterback, the running quarterback, winning the leagues instead of the rushing running back, right? Where it used to dominate. Which running back do you have? Well, let's take a look here. Let's go back to 2018. You can see that Patrick Mahomes, 22 points a game that year. Saquon Barkley, the number one running back that year, was about a little over 18 there. So, quarterback one there. Well, you'd rather have the quarterback, right? Well, in 2019, Christian McCaffrey gave it his best. Got up there, would have scored more than the previous, but then Lamar Jackson, of course, has his year and goes crazy. And the quarterback wins again. Then we'll go into the last Josh Allen dominated years. He beat out Derrick Henry in 2020 with a better average. Although Derrick Henry up to 20. Look at that average. And Josh Allen beats out Jonathan Taylor in 2021. And Josh Allen beats out Josh Jacobs in 2022. Josh Allen beats out Christian McCaffrey last year. And he ekes out just a little bit more. But yes, so one constant here has been Josh Allen. It's obvious. All these others running backs are changing, who it is every year. Well, last 4 years it's been Josh Allen. Let's not forget that. All right. So let's take a quick look here. Well, let's quantify that. So the running back always wins? Well, maybe not. Let's look here. We've got Patrick Mahomes, 2018. And we're going to take it against the 10th best quarterback each year, right? In 2018, it was Mitch Trubisky was the 10th quarterback, and he averaged 16.6. So you could see having the top quarterback yielded you 5.4 more points a game than just the 10th. So that's quite a boost when you're putting out that lineup, right? That you're starting 5 points higher than the guy that's got the average quarterback. Well, let's move on to the next year. Lamar Jackson. This is going to be the highest one, 9.95. I mean, 24.4 points a game he had that year. And Aaron Rodgers, the 10th quarterback, only had a 14.4. So you could see that year it was dominated. If you had Lamar Jackson that year, a lot of people won because of him. All right, so then that quarterback ding is important, isn't it? All right, well, we'll just fill in the Josh Allen years because he dominates from then on. Right? And you can see even, hey, but here we're starting to see some anomalies here. Look at this. That's not a bad year. 22, in fact, that's the second highest on the board here. The problem is he was only 3.8 and then 2.5 in these 2 years, better than Justin Herbert and Kyler Murray. What happened there? Did scoring for the top guy didn't go down, but the mean here, the 10th quarterback shot up 5 points in these 2 years. All right, you see that there. So those 2 years, it didn't pay to have the quarterback. Maybe you weren't getting such a great return having that top guy. Now it did revert back to that in 22 and 23 here, where you're getting more points there. But hey, it isn't just how much the quarterback scores, is what I'm telling you. It's how much better he does over the mean. All right, so, well, here's what that is graphically. You can see the big year there for Lamar Jackson. And then we had these 2 down years where, hey, you didn't really get the big minutes back, this bonus for having that top quarterback. So it kind of fluctuates, doesn't it? So let's move on. Let's do the same exercise with the running backs here. We've got Saquon Barkley, and you have Nick Chubb is the 10th best. Well, you can see he did 7.5 more than the 10th. So owning that top running back made a 7.5 difference that year. Well, let's check out the next one. Wow. So Christian McCaffrey, 22.2, and then Leonard Fournette was 12.3. He was the 10th best running back that year. Well, that's 9.84. You can see that, wow, that is quite a difference. And wait a minute, that rivals the quarterback difference, doesn't it? Well, we'll move on to Derrick Henry the next year. You can see 8.57 over Kareem Hunt. Move on and fill it out. You can see the rest of the points here. You can see 5.9, 4 points. So having that top running back fluctuates too. How much better you're getting over to have so wow. Let's match those two up and see how they line up. So 2018, well, even though now this doesn't mean the running back outscored Patrick Mahomes. No, we saw earlier that the quarterback always outscores more, but the difference between the top guy and the 10th guy, well, in 2018, you wanted the running back made the difference. You can see that. So in 2019, it was Lamar Jackson was the year, and that everyone. Right there, it's even though it's small, the quarterback eked out over the running back. So let's go on to 2020. No, these are those two, where we had the 10th quarterback score good the next 2 years, the Derrick Henry and Jonathan Taylor. So you can see here, wow, the running back dominated in 20 and 21. So even though the quarterback's scoring more those years, every year, it's the difference between the top guy and the 10th guy that makes the difference. And then here last in 2022, and this is where we're all thinking, hey, it's the quarterback dominating running that's taken over, right, the last 2 years. And it did in 2022. You had to have Josh Allen to win. Look at the difference there. And Josh Jacobs just wasn't enough difference that year. All right, so moving on, 2023, you can see Josh Allen wins again. The difference a little bit there. So the point here is, last couple years, it's been the quarterback making the little bit of difference there that's going to win the thing. But the 2 years previous, it was the running back. So unless we think that these 15 touchdown things for quarterbacks, it might revert back to the running back this year. All right, well, what's going to cause it to revert back to the running back or have the quarterback continue through? All right, so that brings up some interesting things we got to figure out. That's what we're going to do here, figure out the quarterback versus the running back. Which one's the better risk in 2024? Right? We got to look at some stuff that's changed. So we're all bored. You've been watching all the preseason games. First 10 minutes, they go on about this new kicking rule. Right? Boring. I've watched every preseason game. Had to go through that, 35 times. I don't know how many games there have been. Just, oh my gosh. So, what have we learned from that? Well, we heard one of the most useful information I've gotten out of it is they said for every 1 yard you did better on the return, there's an equal 1% chance better of scoring. Did you hear that quote where they gave that one time? One of the games. Might have been more. But anyway, and they're juicing that thing up to move you up, start you up further down the field. So that's going to mean increased scoring, right? Well, shorter fields it's also going to mean. Hey, if we're starting at the 35 instead of the 25, well, the field just got shorter. So more scoring too. So how does that relate back to our players though? Well, let's take someone like Mike Evans here. 13 touchdowns he relied on. All right. So, wow, more scoring might be more touchdowns for him. And maybe less yards because we have a shorter field now, right? Well, let's contrast that with Puka, who, hey, he gets only 6 touchdowns. And look at more yards he got. Plus, he added on 80-some yards rushing that Mike Evans didn't have. So, Puka relied more on yards and less on touchdowns. So, if it holds true that we're going to get shorter fields, those people who are relying on yardage aren't going to do as good as the people who are relying on scoring touchdowns to help boost their numbers, right? So hey, what I'm getting is we want touchdown guys, shorter fields, more scoring, less yardage people. We want more touchdown people for our quarterbacks and running backs or receivers or however we choose to go. All right, old man, you're wandering. Let's get back to the quarterback versus running back strategy. So we found out mostly that it's the ones in the middle that tend to make the difference. This 8 through 13 and 8 through 13 at running back and quarterback that puts the pressure on those upper guys to see how close they are to the difference between Josh Allen and these guys and the difference between Christian McCaffrey and these guys. So the better these running backs do here, the less difference between them and Christian McCaffrey. So then we'd want to be quarterback. And the better these quarterbacks do, and they close the gap between them and Josh Allen, we want to go running back then. See how that kind of works? So let's make the decision here between these quarterbacks, Kyler Murray, Dak Prescott, Jaden Daniels, Jordan Love, Caleb Williams, Brock Purdy. We're going to make this decision, but are they going to have a better season or these guys? And we're going to keep score and see which one, and that'll help us make our decision on which way to go, right? So let's bring them in as the players take the field from the Fantasy AI Data Center. Subscribers look on. New subscriber up there, Cringe Goat. Welcome aboard. And some others. Welcome aboard. All right, let's get to first, if you liking what you're seeing, hurry up and give me a like button. Everybody, right now, find your like button and hit it. And subscribe. Give me a subscribe if you're not subscribed. If you're already subscribed, thank you. And let's go back to this and get started with Kyler Murray and Isaiah Pacheco. Got them up first. Now, I know they're not the same position, but we're wondering, how these quarterbacks do versus against the running backs. So Kyler Murray set up for a pretty good year. Right? He got cut short at the beginning last year. He came on, and that's a pretty darn good average of 16.18. All right, so he did good. He's going to fulfill that position. His average was in the top 10. We saw that in the other episode. And he's got the exciting Marvin Harrison Jr. to work with. So it comes down to, am I going to trust him or Isaiah Pacheco? Well, I'm going to go with Kyler Murray. I know, hey, Pacheco did pretty good. Had 900, didn't get 1,000 yards, finished 16th. But, I mean, I'm going to go with the higher average here purposely. So I'm going with Kyler Murray there, too. So we bring up Dak Prescott and Travis Etienne. Well, Travis Etienne finished 4th in fantasy last year. Don't like the schedule there, but hey, he already finished 4th, and we got him ranked 9th. Well, the chance of him finishing 9th or in that, bringing up those people is pretty good. He did it last year. It's pretty good average there, too, one of the highest. One of the highest touch rates. Now, Dak Prescott, you're saying, hey, wait a minute, what about Dak Prescott over here? Finished 4th. Well, unfortunately, I think for him, the only place he's got to go is down. I really do. I think this CD Lamb holdout thing's not good, not healthy for the team, and he runs risk of getting injury when he comes back. Or, besides CD Lamb, tell me someone else on this team that's going to be a stand-up that they even think about, oh, let's stop them. No, why don't we just put 2 guys on CD Lamb? Who else is there? I mean, I know I'm not giving Brandon Cooks enough credit here, and neither is anybody else because he's not even ranked. And you contrast that with Jacksonville. I mean, look at this. It's no contest. Travis Etienne finished 4th at running back last year. Christian Kirk, been good. New exciting rookie, first rounder, Brian Thomas Jr., Gabe Davis, if he could translate some of that over, from Buffalo, his success. Evan Ingram, good quarterback here, too. This Lawrence finished 9th. So, anyway, I'm picking Travis Etienne here. So, let's move on to the next ones. Jaden Daniels and Derrick Henry. Well, there's no contest here either. I'm going with Derrick Henry, the proven, finished 5th in fantasy last year. Got Lamar Jackson now. He has the 9th schedule, Lamar Jackson. Derrick Henry has the easiest 11th schedule. I mean, this is no contest with Zay Flowers over here. They're just not going to be able to stop the damn dynamic duel there that's going to create. So, and Jaden Daniels, I like him. They've been moving him up in the rankings a little bit here, though, it looks like. So, I'm going to pass on him. Why take a chance? I'm taking the proven. So, I give that one to Derrick Henry, too. So, 1 quarterback, 2 running backs, doing better so far. Let's move on then to Jordan Love, James Cook. Well, this one's going to be a no-doubter, too. I just love the situation Jordan Love is in with that first easy schedule, has the multiple weapons to work with. Brought in a good running back to help with the running game, too. I think they're going to look up. And in Buffalo, James Cook, he had a great year. Finished 11th. All right, it's doing good there. Maintain that 11th ranking. Schedule those 28th. I don't like that as well. And if there's any turmoil on the team, it's right here that they got the new wide receivers going on there. All right, that's going to be unstable. So he had a good year out of nowhere last year, James Cook, and just regression. So I'm taking Jordan Love there. All right. And how about Caleb Williams and Josh Jacob up next? Where are you going to go here? Well, I've got a good mind where I'm going. But, we bring in Josh Jacobs. Like him. I like the situation. There's no doubt. But I don't like that 32 schedule for him. You see that 30? That's the hardest running back schedule. And if things are going good on this easiest pass schedule, well, that's what's going to keep them afloat. They were the 15th team in rushing. I like Josh Jacobs. I think he's going to do good among the running backs, but I don't see him bringing it up as much as the others. I think the quarterback wins here. So we go with the quarterback on this one. So, why Caleb Williams? I just love the situation. Easy schedule. Look at these receivers. DJ Moore finished 6th last year. Keenan Allen finished 11th. I know they got him down to 39th ranked. Reports are that he's a little out of shape, too. That just makes DJ Moore worth even more. But, hey, wow. And Rome Odunze, the exciting rookie here. Just everything's going right here for the Bears. It looks good so far in preseason. And I'm going to go with him. I'm going to go with Caleb Williams. So let's bring in Brock Purdy, Kenneth Walker. Well, this is a no-brainer. I mean, let's see. We got the number 2 offense, number 4 in passing, 2 top 10 receivers rankings. Well, okay, I'm going with Brock Purdy too. So there's no competition there. So that's just some of the other people. So we saw them there. So let's go tab that up here. We've got 4 quarterbacks that I thought would be better than the 2 running backs there. So obviously I like the quarterbacks to put more pressure on Josh Allen and finish closer to him than I think the running backs will to Christian McCaffrey. All right, let's try to tally it up then. We've got the 2 different ways of thinking here. I'm thinking that first off, that these 8 through 13 quarterbacks are going to finish closer to Josh Allen, and there's going to be less here. So the running backs will be the premium this next year. It's where I'm kind of leaning towards. So that means running back strategy. You take the 1 quarterback leagues, you're certainly taking those running backs early. And, I mean, that's all of them. And you're waiting and skating on those quarterbacks as long as you can. Matter of fact, in snakes, you don't even take one and you come back and you take the 10th, 11th, and 12th. Double dip before everyone gets their second. And in 2 quarterback leagues, I'm more inclined now to, 2 quarterback leagues, if it's some sort of snake or the most money needs to be spent on these first 4 guys. Right? They're heads and shoulders above the rest. And that's Josh Allen, number 1. Don't try to sneak someone else in there. He's the number 1 guy 4 years in a row. Right? So, but this is where you can start playing around with where you're going to get your quarterbacks 5 through 14 in 2 quarterback leagues. I mean, you have to, the running back has to be special. Christian McCaffrey, maybe Robinson, maybe Barkley, but you have to do it within step. So if that means taking a quarterback and then coming back and getting that running back, hey, that's just something you got to do. But, hey, that's all figured out within the dynamics of your draft and how your people go. And if you're in a PPR, 2 quarterback, I mean, all the different flavors that we've talked about. But anyway, all right, I'm kind of liking, though, I think it's going to be the running back centric this year we go back to. So, all right, thank you for showing up. No short today. Team shorts.